Hello there, Inky Arcana here. Welcome! Today I decided I'm going to do a redraw along with some other stuff. So to start out, I'm going to be drawing a picture again that I did exactly a year ago from when I drew this. It was just a cute little character that I actually designed and gave to someone else, so they're not like a character of mine, but I did design them a long time ago, and I still thought they were pretty cute, which is why I chose this one to draw again. When I'm looking at the two Speedpaints side by side, the first thing I notice is that I spend a lot more time on the sketch now, but I spend less time on the line art. Before, I did the sketch pretty quickly, and then I spent a long time on refining it with the lines, and it seems like with my style now, I've kind of done the opposite. I also used very fine lines before, and I put a lot of detail into it, and I think now I actually put pretty much the same amount of detail, but my lines are a lot thicker, which to me, I never really liked tracing it with the line art, so doing thicker lines is something that I personally enjoy a lot more. So that's something that has changed. And I definitely think that the biggest change is with my coloring, because I feel like I've improved a lot. And that's one of the greatest things about going back and redrawing old drawings, is you really get to see how much your style has changed and improved and how much new skills you've gained. So I definitely really enjoyed that. Anyway, with the coloring, before I was using, I'm pretty sure I was using the airbrush tool to do the shading with, and I was just using like a black over everything, which was like the first crude step in my coloring style now, where I actually do color or do the shading over everything at once, which I think that this drawing from a year ago was like the first time I was trying out doing stuff like that, rather than coloring the purples and the blues separately with like different colors. I just took a very dark color and I did the shading over everything all at once. And it didn't look very good back then. I realized like it's just so muddied and dark, it doesn't look pretty. But now I use a dark pink or red for the shading, and I think it looks a lot better because I also use a multiply layer rather than just lowered opacity, and I've learned lots of little tricks over the past year of how to make it look better, so I'm kind of proud of myself. I honestly do think it looks a lot better, and it was really fun to redraw something. Also, like, look at that gap in the coloring before. There was like the gap between the line art and the color. It was so ugh. But anyway, the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna show the speed paint of my new icon image, because I mean it's a new year now, and my old icon image, I didn't like it very much anymore because it was already from like 6 months ago, and I feel like my style has changed a lot since then, so I wanted to draw a new one that sort of represented my art style now a bit better. So I decided that I was going to try and do it kind of quickly, and I wasn't going to worry too much about how it turned out because, well, if I get too worked up about a drawing and I have too high of expectations for it, I'll tend to just like put it off and not draw it. So I'm like, okay, this time, however it turns out, it's gonna be fine. And honestly, yeah, I think it turned out alright. It looks pretty cute, definitely cuter than me, so that's a good thing. If I'm gonna draw something, it's definitely going to be cuter than a photograph. So, I actually don't really know what to say about this one very much. I was having a lot of fun with it, and especially looking back, I mean, actually, you know what? I can show you the old version, and this one's kind of like a redraw too, except, I mean, it's not exactly the same pose and everything, but, I mean, it is the same drawing pretty much before, so yeah, there you can see how much I've improved here too. I guess it's pretty fun, especially with the new year just having come to us here in the Gregorian stuff. It's fun to see how much I've improved. Though the last drawing of this one wasn't from a whole year ago, but just like half a year. But either way, like, that's still some improvement, which is pretty cool. And the last thing I want to talk about is something that I'm kind of excited about right now. I actually decided to start doing a comic because I've wanted to do one for a long time, and I haven't felt like, oh, well, I'm not good enough at art, or I don't have enough time. So I decided I'm just going to do sketches, and I'm going to use this as an opportunity to learn about how to make a comic and do visual storytelling and stuff. So I started it, and I'm gonna try and keep up with it and finish the whole story, even though the drawings aren't really going to be like the focus. I'm not gonna be putting all of my effort into the drawing because I really want to practice with the story. So anyway, I'll probably put a link in the description or the comments or something where you can go and read the whole story. And I really hope that some people will like it because I've been having a lot of fun drawing it so far. It's been a fun experience, and I think that the story will be pretty interesting. The main character is a detective, so there's going to be mystery elements, and I really just hope that I can convey the story well. And I'm sure that however it turns out, I'm going to learn some stuff from it. So I would love any feedback. If anyone does read the story, feel free to give me criticism. I want to learn. Anyway, that's all I've really got for today, so thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Love you. Bye-bye.